Why do you only draw girls? I like girls. Okay guys, so we've managed to hit 1 million followers on Instagram, which is crazy, but to celebrate, I posted a story to get you guys to ask me some of your questions and I can answer them here. I'll put up some b-roll of me drawing so we can have a nice chill Q&A session. So with that being said, let's get started. Okay, so first one is, how did you start your art journey? It's pretty interesting because I started to draw when I was really young. Maybe when I was like 3, I was scribbling dinosaurs onto a sheet of paper. My parents realized that I liked art, so they kind of kept supporting me throughout most of my life to learn and keep doing art. So I would say probably from the first time I put my pencil down on paper and drew a dinosaur, that's when I started my art journey. So when I was very little. And what is your goal with art? My goal with art is to just become the best artist that I could possibly be. Okay, Twitch stream when? I really want to do this, but I need to get a new computer first because I don't want to do it on my laptop and end up frying it. So it's in the works, it's gonna come just when I get a computer. Okay, and what is your favorite anime? I don't watch that much anime. I did get into it recently though. I think my favorite one's gotta be Attack on Titan, but that's like one of the 2 that I've watched. Most influential or memorable art pieces that I came across that had a big impact on me. For me, it had to be when I was browsing Instagram. I came across Ross Joss's account. And I think back at that time, I was kind of not really in the mindset of improving myself, but I was more so just doing art for the sake of doing it. And then I saw his work. You know, he's fully made a career out of it for himself and his art is beautiful. And I just thought, wow, like there's so much possibility with this, right? So I think that was one of the most influential things is when I saw it and I realized there is the possibility of turning this into a career. What were your equipments when you got started? Well, when I got started, I was doing exclusively traditional art. So pencil and paper and sometimes colored pencil crayons, but that was how I got started. Where do you find your reference photos? I always find my references on either Pinterest or Instagram Explore page. How do you get over art blocks? Well, when I get an art block, I usually just take some time off. I go and do something else, you know, practice a little bit in my sketchbook, go for a run, you know, just clear my head a little bit. But the key is to just not like try to force your way through it because then you're gonna get yourself stuck in that art block for even longer. Do you recommend traditional training for those mostly interested in digital art? This is a good question and I would say yes 100% because having had experience in both, I think traditional art is a lot less forgiving. So without that undo button, your mistakes jump out at you a lot more. And working with the physical materials just feels really different from digital still. Even if it's not something that you're interested in for your career, I still think it's valuable to have that experience. What's heavier, a pound of cotton or a pound of stone? I would say the weight of my failures and trauma. What's your recommendation on using references? I think when it comes to references, you want to look for ones that are natural. So for those people who put like tons of filters on their photographs, I usually tend to stay away from that because that like creates this really unnatural and artificial look. When I'm referencing something, I want to be able to see the original colors so that I can use my brain to apply the filter. Sweater on or off? Off. What do you like to do during your free time? I go for runs, I exercise. Too bad the gyms are closed. Talk to my friends, hang out with them, you know, that kind of thing. Do you have a girlfriend? Nope. Merch? When? We're working on it. Any tips on how to paint digitally for beginners? Well, I think if you know how to paint, if you know the basics, it's gonna be easy to jump in for you. But if you don't know the basics, I suggest getting the fundamentals down. And obviously you gotta know the program that you're working with. So take some time to go through the menus, fool around with it a little bit, play around with the brushes, just kind of get to know the tool that you're using. Someone just wrote, how? Honestly, I don't know, dude. How long have you been doing digital art? I've been doing digital art for like maybe 3-4 years now. I think I really started getting familiar with it, getting more comfortable with it about 1.5 years ago. There's definitely a bit of a learning curve to digital because you got to know the program that you're using. You got to know all the crazy terms and the menus and where to find things and all the shortcut keys. So it's like, it's a lot of work. How old are you? I'm 23. I just turned 23 in April. Senior citizen. I'm getting up there in age. Do you only add your favorites to your print shop? Kind of, yeah. Like my print shop is a collection of the pieces that I really enjoy, or like the ones that people have specifically requested. So if you have one that you like, you could let me know and I'll put it up. What are your plans for your art in the future? That's confidential, but we're just gonna keep getting better. You know, we're gonna keep growing. Will you teach me? Yeah, I teach over on Patreon. Feel free to join us. You know, we do monthly tutorials. We chat in the Discord. It's a good time. You look tall. How tall are you? I'm not tall, guys. I'm 5'9". Which desktop PC do I have? I don't have a PC. I'm using a MacBook Pro, which I probably need to upgrade soon. How much do you earn? Boundaries. Come on now. Are you happy with your career? Yes, I am very happy with the career choice that I've made. I'm very happy I've decided to go into this, and I'm very grateful for all of you guys who are supporting me to allow me to do everything that I do. Super thankful for you guys. Super thankful for everything that I've got. How did you reach this point in your art? I think honestly just through a ton of hard work and grind and just failing and getting back up and failing, getting back up, and just almost like a stupid level of persistence. You know, it's insanity pretty much. Yeah, I'm insane. Do you like frogs as a pet or like to eat? Is there anything that you're trying to learn to draw? I want to get better at environments. I want to get better with like the brushes that I use and textures that I use. I think that's something that I really admire in a lot of environment artists' work that I see. It's like their brushwork is just so fantastic, and I want to get a little bit better at that. Can I use your profile picture as my profile? Why would you want to do that? How to stay motivated. This is a good one. You want to set goals for yourself, both long-term and short-term. I think I made a video on this, but I think I'll probably talk about this again in the future. It's a really good topic. Do you have any favorite YouTubers? Probably Marquez, MKBHD. I really like tech, so it's right up my alley. And his video qualities are just... Kara was inspired by a real person. Yeah, kind of. We'll talk about it more when her book comes out. Do you like monkey? Yeah, I like monkeys. To be honest with you, gorillas, chimpanzees, they're some of my favorite animals because they're so much like human in their eyes, you know, it's almost creepy. Do you have a girlfriend? Again. When will you draw boys too? When I feel like it, and I don't feel like it right now. Give us life advice. Follow your dreams, man. Do you go to an art school? I don't go to an art school, but I did go to a high school that was pretty focused on visual arts. I was in sort of a visual arts program at high school, but for university, I'm actually studying, well, I was studying graphic design. I graduated very recently. So it's kind of art related, but not really. Can you learn animation without going to school? I don't know much about animation. I know that it takes an extremely high level of skill. So I'm honestly not sure, but I'm, you know, under the impression that if you have the will to learn something, you could do it no matter what. Are you ever going to start taking commissions? Maybe when the funds are really low, but bro, freelance clients are an absolute pain in the butt. How do you draw like that? A lot of practice. Oh, this is a good one. Who are you? Honestly, dude, I don't even know. Can you draw me, please? Nope. Y'all need to stop asking artists to draw you. Like, seriously. Not a question, but I really love your art. Thank you so much. Face reveal? Dude. Please do something more different. What are your thoughts on real paint? I'm assuming you mean traditional painting. I actually like traditional painting a lot. I have a lot of respect for people who do it. It takes a ton of patience and a lot of dedication. Getting your canvas ready, getting your paints, you know, mixing it on a palette. It's just an insane amount of work, and anybody who does it, I respect it. And honestly, if you haven't tried traditional painting before, I do recommend trying it. It is a good time. I like it. Are you single with a smirky face? You guys need to stop. Feet tutorial. What app do you use for digital art? I'm using Photoshop for all of my pieces right now, but I do have an iPad on the way, so I'm gonna be joining Procreate gang soon. Will you ever create a male OC? Yeah, definitely. What's my job? This is my job. How much do you earn as an artist now? Again, bound. And can your income as an artist fulfill your needs? I'm assuming, you know, to be able to make a livable wage. I think definitely it depends on also what you're doing. If you're a freelancer, or if you're working for a company in the industry, or if you're doing something like me where you're just doing it for yourself. I think the stereotypical starving artist kind of thing is just stupid, because there are so many ways for an artist to make money nowadays. You know, you just gotta find your way, find the one that works for you. Where did you get your style inspiration from? I take a lot from other artists that I admire on Instagram. I also like kind of combine the look of Western animation and a little bit of anime. All these aesthetics, I kind of like merge it together because I find them all extremely appealing, but I don't really like to stick to one because I have commitment issues. I love you so much. I love you too. Favorite color? It depends on what the color is for. Usually if I'm wearing something, I prefer it to be either black or white, but if it's the color on its own, maybe red. What's your major? Graphic design. Not doing that now though. Do you draw standing up? I do draw standing up. I'm actually on a standing table right now. I think standing and drawing gives me a sense of urgency, you know, so that I'm less tempted to get distracted and start relaxing. When I'm sitting down, I find myself to be like in a much more relaxed state, and I don't like that when I'm drawing. I like to get into the zone. What is your ethnicity? Guess. Can you follow me? Absolutely shameless. Where did you study arts? Again, I didn't go to an art university. I did learn quite a bit in high school, but most of what I know today when it comes to drawing on a tablet like this, I've kind of just taught myself. What is your favorite piece that you've done? I don't think I have one, which is why I keep making them. How did you start on social media? I mean, there was nothing really crazy about starting on social media. I just posted, you know, it's just getting that first post out there and then getting the second one and, you know, posting whenever you can, just do it. How do you stay motivated to keep drawing when things don't turn out right? Well, I mean, you're never really gonna get everything turning out right all the time. So it's just a matter of accepting it and moving on and not stopping and not giving up. Advice for beginner artists, get your fundamentals down. You are gorgeous. I'll take it. Where do you live? I live in Toronto, Canada. Are references 100% necessary? No, they're not necessary, but it's better if you have them. What drawing tablet do you use? The one that I got right here is a Wacom Cintiq Pro 24. It is extremely pricey, not recommended, but it is very nice. This is a good question. Did you draw on walls as a child? I did not. I actually drew on paper only. I was a very clean kid. 1 million and not verified. I know, right? Like Instagram, what's going on? Would you like to visit Poland? Yeah, of course. You know, The Witcher 3 is one of my favorite games. Do you think kids are annoying? Depends on the kid, but for the most part, you know, kids are nice. What are my long-term goals? To become the best artist that I could possibly be, to have a successful career as an artist, to be able to retire early and travel the world. How do you improve your drawing? Find your weaknesses and target them and practice. Lots and lots of practice. Do you like reading books? No, I don't really read books. They take too long. Tips for drawing anatomy? The best tip that I can give you on learning anatomy is to just look up anatomy photos and study it. There's no trick to it. The more you know, the easier it's gonna come. What is your dream job? It's actually everything that I'm doing here. What desk am I using? The desk that I have right here that I'm drawing on is the Autonomous Smart Desk. If you visit the Autonomous website, they probably have it up still. It's a really, really good table and it has never failed me and it's completely changed the way I work. Standing tables are great if you're considering one. Are you happy? You know, aside from not being able to go to the gym, I'm pretty happy. Your favorite drawing snack? I do not eat when I draw. Maybe water. When is Sam roasting art again? Honestly, if you guys want, I could do it next week. Are you gonna do more tutorials? I do monthly tutorials on my Patreon, but YouTube I like to keep as like a fun space, so it's not serious all the time. What's your favorite thing about being an artist? I think what I like most about being an artist is there's just so much you could do, you know, so many different career paths, different options, different ways for you to make a living, and there's just almost like an endless level of growth that you can achieve. So it's a journey that never really stops, and I really, really like that. How much do you draw a day? Maybe like 2 or 3 hours. Can you follow me? Do you have no shame? What are your favorite brushes? Surprisingly, after having experimented with a bunch of different brushes for portrait work, I keep coming back to the basic round brush. It takes a lot of like the fluff and the unnecessary stuff out of it, and it's just so simple. That's the one thing that I really, really like about it. What made you decide to start a YouTube channel? This was really interesting because I basically started the channel just to have a place where I can upload some process videos because I had some people asking for process videos. And then next thing you know, I did a voiceover for one of my process videos and it was kind of fun. So I was like, okay, maybe I'll do a couple more. So I did a couple more voiceovers and then I was asked to do a review of a tablet. So I had to kind of show my face there. And then I was like, you know what, maybe we'll just set up a camera and actually start talking to the camera. And here we are. We just go with the flow, you know. Are you gonna do a draw this in your style? I want to, but you guys are gonna have to be patient because if we do one, I want it to be like really nice. So I'm gonna take my time with it. What do you do when you lose motivation to keep drawing? Just don't force it, you know, don't force it. Give yourself a break, take the time that you need, step away from it for a bit, and try to come back to it later. Do you play video games? I used to. Every once in a while nowadays, maybe, but I don't really have the time right now and I feel like it's just so unproductive and I feel guilty when I do it, so I just don't do it. Can you post 2 to 3 times a week on YouTube? Do you understand how much work it takes to make a YouTube video? I would die. You draw so fast, just how? It's just a lot of practice, you know, just familiarity with your subject. It's not that crazy. Will you ever draw fan OCs again? Yeah, I will. I want to. Maybe we'll do that the week after next week. Any character design tips? Keep it simple, but memorable. Do you prefer drawing on paper or digital? It depends on what I'm trying to do. If I'm trying to do like a really, really quick practice, I prefer using paper. If I'm gonna do an actual full-on piece, I would like to use digital because it's just so much faster, you know, and there's no cleanup. How do you keep yourself disciplined? Just no excuses. That's it. Do you plan to collab with Ross Draws? I mean, if he's down, Do you miss realism sometimes? That's a good question. Sometimes, maybe a little bit, but I don't think I would ever like take my art style back to just full realism because it's not as fun, you know. I think the point of doing art for me is to like put my own spin on something and not just copy it exactly one for one. When and why did you start taking art seriously? I think I started taking it seriously about a year ago, and the reason was because I was working at a design internship. I was doing my design program, and I thought, you know, maybe there is another career option. I wanted to give it a try because even if it doesn't work out, it's gonna be fine because I have my design stuff. But I knew that if I didn't give it a try, if I didn't take it seriously, I'm probably gonna regret it down the line. So that's what I did, and here we are. And I'm very thankful that the old me decided to do what he did. Do you have a girlfriend / wife? Do I look like I would have a wife? All right, guys, that sums it up. That's about it for our questions for today. And thank you to everybody who submitted a question. I'm sorry if I didn't get to you, but I had so many questions from you guys. I tried my best to get through the most that I could and cover some of the topics that a lot of people asked about, but that's pretty much it. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you guys for supporting me on Instagram. I still can't believe we're at 1 million. That is insane to me. So thank you guys so much. And if you guys are new to this channel, you want to see more art content, feel free to subscribe. But that's pretty much it. I'll see you guys on the next video. You guys like my shirt? Look at that.